Man, this is by far for me like the easiest way to make money, and you can do it in a way where you still have a life. If a one-eyed boy from Alabama can do it, I know you can. What you learn is a lot, but once you get it, you have it for life. So I started trading live in April of 24, and within my first week it was like minuscule, but I was making small profits, and it just increased at an exponential pace. Like within weeks I was making $1,000 a day. It's almost unreal, and I owe a lot to you all for that. Just not only the financial security, but just being able to devote myself to the things that are always more important to me: my family, community, my faith. Following the concepts, I really learned to just steadily make those profits. So thank you.
Fred, how's it going, man?
Great, great. So awesome to meet you, Tim. Thank you for making time.
Of course, and likewise, first time meeting, but I've obviously heard great things about you in the community, so that's why I'm excited to really just hop in and just learn so much more about you today. So tell me like a bit about your background, like what made you want to pursue trading?
Yeah, absolutely. What about my background that made me want to pursue trading? To be blunt, I had my priorities backwards. I worked in corporate America for one of the best, if not the best, Fortune 500, but I lived at work, and I thought getting a C-suite office and never seeing your family was the right sacrifice to make.
And it basically got to the point where you were like, I need to find something else.
Well, it got to the point where my wife was about to leave me. She was raising three kids on her own, basically. And I always said to myself, because I lost my parents, I lost my dad when I was a sophomore in high school. I lost my mom when I was a senior. And I said, the greatest thing I want to do is be a parent. Most important thing in the world to me. So I would say that with my words, but my actions did not reflect that. So I needed to find other options, and so fortunate that I saw your ad at least 87 times. So thank you.
Of course, of course. Um, and that's a great, background and story, and obviously I'm sorry about that early on for your parents, but I guess you kind of saw that you felt all these emotions, and then what about trading kind of made you want to be like, that's let me just take this risk, because you obviously you probably don't have any trading experience, right? Like what you said, you're at a Fortune 500 company. What
Yeah.
what thoughts were going through your mind?
Well, I'm a lifelong learner. So the thoughts that were going through my mind were initially with trading. It's the time stands out. The time commitment. You're able to sit in front of your computer for a relatively short time and make the money in minutes. Max hours that you would in a full workday. And so that leaves you the rest of your day to do things that, for me, I tutor with the kids, and I could go on and on. But that was the biggest thing that stood out. But also about trading, I like it's like a video game. So I really like learning new things, the concepts.
Yeah, 100%. And did you take another trading program before us, or were we like your first one?
No, I took one before, and I said to so I did I took a trading program before you all, and I said to myself, man, uh, there's got to be more context to the market, because I just felt like I was spinning in circles. And to be quite honest with you, one of the things that I love about Stock Navigator program is the emphasis that we put on psychology. So from the outset, I'll say regardless of the program, that immediately stood out to me because I realized that I was my biggest problem from a psychological standpoint. But to compare the two programs, specifically, I say with your program, I always wanted to know what the market was doing, and more importantly, where they were going based, on the probabilities that we learned throughout the program, and why. That
Yeah, 100%. And for you, like at what point did you start seeing trading profits?
I started seeing trading profits. Let's see, I started in October of 23, but I really took my time to learn the
Yep.
concepts and whatnot. So I started trading live in in April of 24. And within my first week, it was like minuscule, but I was making small profits, and it just increased at an exponential pace. Like within weeks, I was making $1,000 a day. It's almost unreal. And I owe a lot to you all for that. Just not only the financial security, but just being able to devote myself to the things that are always more important to me: my family, my community, my faith. So yeah, following the concepts, I really learned to just steadily make those profits. So thank you.
Of course, of course. And honestly, you deserve all the credit as well yourself because like what you said, you took it slow, you put in the work, and it takes time, right? Like in the beginning, it's tough to see the end of the tunnel when you're starting out on the other side, but brick by brick, eventually you get to a point where you start to see the light, and that's what really keeps you going. And I'm sure you did all of that work. So
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, nobody is able to do anything independent of themselves. At least I feel that way. So if I had to think about what helped me the most with the Stock Navigator program, it's the totality of it. It's the instructors, Tom and Cleve. I love y'all so much. It's our staff. I got to give Brendan and Ryan shout outs. And I have my own trading group within Discord. So hi, Hugh, Carly, Leslie, got to give y'all shout outs. But we share our charts. We hold each other accountable, but we also really like encourage each other. Because let me tell you, I make plenty of mistakes. But that to me really stands out because that time then gives me the profits, then give me the time to work on my faith and serving people and serving, my God, Jehovah.
yeah, 100%. What would you say are your goals with trading and profits, et cetera? Like do you have a game plan to get to in the next few months?
I think the money will come. I've never been like a big money person, but because probably I give all money away, to be honest with you. But I'd really like to teach my kids. My daughter's probably getting to a little age where I can start introducing certain concepts to her. I'd like to further my knowledge. I'm at the precipice of what you all teach, especially familiarity, like just knowing it like the back of my hands. Every coaching call, I learn something new, but I like to dive into stocks. Like I said, I'm scratching at the surface, but ultimately, it's like I said, putting time with my family, my friends, and my community. And I owe that all to y'all.
Awesome. No, thank you, Fred. Do you have like a few winning trades from recent that you can break down or even just talk about? Like how has that been recently with the markets?
Yeah, so I tell you, I would make like small profits, and one day I pulled back with the benefit of my group, and they showed me where I was exiting too early. I know we systematically take profits, but I didn't need to do that. So I can tell you that I don't do it every week, but it happens a lot. I can take one S&P 500 futures contract, which pays $50 every 4 ticks, and I've made $1,000. I don't know, with one contract a lot. Um, it's almost
Yeah.
like it's every week, but not every week. But anyway, it happens, and that's 80 ticks or 20 point. It's
That's my
insane.
point. Yeah,
So
off just one contract. People don't
one
understand it's
country, yeah,
yep.
and we're not talking options or stocks. Any of it. This is just that
Just the
in the
basic
program.
fundamentals at the absolute lowest leverage, essentially.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. There's so much more to do.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, I love hearing these stories, you know, and that's why we did all of this is, you know, it's a lot of work on the back end, but to be able to build a community, to find people who care and really can help take others' trading career to the next level. I'm sure as you see, it takes an army back there that people don't see on the front end until you're in there and you're actually doing it. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I need to give you kudos and your dad. I think the whole Stock Navigator community, they feed off of you all and the humility that you guys express, and how Tom is on every call. He'll stay there to answer every question. Um, it just I think it's the je ne sais quoi, as the French would say. Like it's awesome. So thank you all for just making an environment that's so conducive to learning and success, and people aren't climbing on each other to get to the top. Everybody's building each other up and pulling, more importantly, pulling the person behind you up to get there. So we all
yep.
get there together.
No, of course. And obviously it comes down to being able to bring in, you know, quality people like you who just, again, you see an ad, shout out to the marketing team, had a, whatever they're doing, but you have to, even if it takes 80 times, right? But it
Mhm.
takes us attracting the right people coming in who are willing to put in the work, who are willing to give back as well. And I think that's what really makes it all, you know, come together. So I guess like final words for someone out there watching this who's skeptical, they're on the edge, they don't know about joining. What would you tell that version of yourself before you join the program, having have to see the ad 80 times, you know?
You can do it. This is not a scam. If a one-eyed boy, if I had to tell anybody anything, I would say you can do it. This is not a scam. If a one-eyed boy from Alabama can do it, I know you can. What you learn is a lot, but once you get it, you have it for life. You have a community, selfless instructors, awesome staff, and that supportive instructors in our community who are all in your corner rooting for you. But I will say this, and it's very important, you have to accept the responsibility of putting in work to listen to the modules, to then practice it and learn and apply the technical and the psychological skills that are taught in the course. And I guarantee you, it doesn't matter how long it takes, you will be successful.
Awesome. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate that and everything you said is spot on. So cool. Well, thank you again for being willing to do this, taking time out of your day. Um, and just being such a great part of the community. And I'm genuinely excited to see your success and as you continue to grow and just become a better trader. So
Yeah, man, it's cool. Like we have rentals and stuff, and so we have long-term renters and short-term with the Airbnbs, beach houses. Man, this is by far for me like the easiest way to make money, and you can do it in a way where you still have a life. So anyway, thank you. Thanks to the staff, everybody.
it's what you just mentioned, that last note real fast, is that's what people don't understand. There's a lot of online opportunities, but it's not as to me to this day I haven't found anything better than trading, because I don't know about you, but I'm sure even for you doing it at home, being able to see your wife and family more is much different from other things.
Let me tell you one quick thing about my family, and I would have not had this opportunity if not for y'all. They said my daughter had a learning, both my daughter and my son had a learning disability. But now, since I had the benefit of basically being a stay-at-home dad, I was able to work with my daughter one-on-one. Come to find out, man, she's like a Mensa level genius. Like she went up 5 reading levels last year. Like incredible. Math, whiz, all that. My son has apraxia of speech. I'm able to dedicate the time, and it takes intensive therapy, not only with a licensed speech language pathologist, but also at home. And I'm able to do that, dude. It's like it's everything to me. So yeah, I really appreciate it.
That's awesome. And see, sometimes you don't know, right? And so, as what you said, you're there and you're like, wait, that's never been a thing. But I think what the benefits of trading and the program, the course, all of that is the bigger picture, like what you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we do all of this for, and everybody has their own goals, dreams, visions for what they want to do outside of trading, and how trading can be that vehicle. But I think seeing you being able to take that for your own life and bring your own personal lives, your goals in your personal life to life is very inspiring. I'll be
Well,
honest, that was one of my favorite ones. So Fred, thanks just for being yourself and
yeah,
and being
appreciate it,
transparent
man.
and
That
honest.
that that
So,
that 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 means a lot.